You decide your worth. Nobody can tell you or make choices for you that align with your authentic self, with the way that you desire to create your life, but you. In society, we're told who's worthy, who isn't worthy, who's enough, who isn't enough, subconsciously, based upon status, based upon what we have, possessions, based upon how we operate in the world, based upon our careers, based upon what we wear. So many different elements that society places on you. But society and life are two very different things. And in life, you decide your worth and your value. You decide what you're worthy of. And you making that decision also helps you to embrace the choices, and that directs your choices. So, for instance, if you know that you're worthy, you aren't going to align yourself with things that also don't reflect that back to you, that don't mirror that back to you. You're not going to settle for crumbs in any given area, whether that be romantic relationships, platonic relationships, career, money, experiences, opportunities, places, things. You're not going to settle for anything that you don't desire to have because you know your worth. When you don't know your worth, you tend to settle. You tend to accept and expect crumbs because that is what you think you deserve. That is what you think you're worthy of. But I'm here to tell you that regardless of what you think, you are worthy. And that decision, me telling you that, is not going to foster or determine your life. You deciding that you are worthy is going to determine your life. When I say you decide your worth, I mean that in every given moment, with every single choice that you make in your life, you're either operating from the space of you are worthy and you know that, or you don't know that you are worthy and you don't believe that. Every single choice that we make in life, how we do something, what we do, really comes from that source of, do I value my life? Do I know that I'm worthy? Do I know that I'm enough? And don't get me wrong, sometimes there may be blind spots that you have, but there is no need and no way to negotiate your worth. It's unnecessary. It's also wasting your time. And at the same time, it's keeping you away from the things that also align with you and are authentic to you fully and completely. In the society we live in today, I think it screams so loud how people are projecting their own personal shortcomings or their own personal feelings about themselves onto others when it comes to social media, when it comes to opinions and discourses and all these different things. And that speaks volumes because it showcases a person who is content and balanced and knows their worth doesn't need to scream or poke or pick at other people's. So, as you move through life, yes, there's going to be challenges. Yes, people are going to say things to you and maybe hurt your feelings. But at the same time, none of that gets to direct your life or decide what your life is going to feel, look like, be like, but you. So you can either agree with them or you can decide for yourself that I'm worthy, my worth is in my hands, and there's no way I'm going to let anybody decide for me what that looks and feels like for me or make choices. And there's no way that I'm going to make choices based upon what somebody else thinks of me. This is my life. This is your life. You decide your worth. Nobody else gets to. Don't give people permission or the power to decide how you feel about yourself. Isn't that wild? Like, if we just think about that, just allowing other people to decide for you what you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. It's wild, right? But oftentimes we allow that to happen because we've gotten so programmed and so obsessed with people's opinions about us, so obsessed with pleasing people, so obsessed with earning our worth when it's already our birthrights. We were born worthy. We were born enough just as we are. A few years back, I was in a very tough financial situation, and I had to really, really give myself a talk and reflect on things. And what I realize is that even somebody who is homeless, who doesn't have a home, who doesn't have a job, who doesn't have a career, is worthy. Regardless of what you have or don't have, what you look like, what you do, you are worthy. You are a worthy life. You were deemed worthy. You're breathing. You're here. You're alive. That is enough. Like, that is enough to decide and determine your worth for yourself. Like, you're here. You exist. You were placed on this planet as a piece of life, as a piece of existence, as Sadhguru likes to say. You are worthy. You are enough. And you have to start stepping into that by making certain choices from that space of knowing you are worthy. If I'm worthy and I know that I'm worthy, would I be making that decision? No. If I know that I'm worthy, would I be sacrificing myself to please somebody else? No. Right? While we can be considerate of other people, at the same time, we do need to be selfish. Being selfish is completely different than being nasty and horrible to people. You can be selfish while also being kind to others. Two things can be true at once. And now I feel like we are getting into that space where self care and prioritizing ourselves and our well being is important and necessary. And to an extent, there is a balance act when it comes to life of being kind to others and also being kind to yourself, taking care of your life, knowing that you're worthy without devaluing other people. So I challenge you today to step into that. Realize that you're breathing, you're existing here and now, you're a piece of life. And even those who came before you were worthy. We all have our time. But the fact that we're here, the fact that we made it to this planet in this physical form as piece of life, as existence, as human beings, and given the free choice, the free will to decide how our lives should go. So why not choose you knowing your worth? Because you're worthy regardless whether you know it or not. So decide that for yourself. Choose it for yourself so your choices can follow that. I'd like to end this video introducing myself. My name is Kadira. Welcome to my channel. I talk about self-empowerment, self-care, skincare, hair care, spirituality, and all things lifestyle. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And let me know in ways how you're taking care of yourself and standing in your worth in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to take care of yourself.